right. Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show. It's your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson
and Henderson.
All right, Mr. Henderson. We have a lot to talk about today. And if you all are watching, we'd love to give you the outlets on how you can continue to watch the show, how you can share the show, and how you can watch future shows or past episodes. All right, Mr. Henderson, can you please tell everyone how to watch?
www.statusnetwork.net. Download the Status Network app to watch live. Call in or ask questions at 470-251-4647. If you're on Instagram, manifesttv.status. If you're Facebook, Status Network LLC. Periscope, status_network_. Twitter, status_network_. Amazon Fire Stick, Roku, Status Network, Manifest TV. YouTube, Manifest TV. Look for the Holistic Cannabis Show.
There you are. There you have it. All right. So today is the last Sunday of the month. So we're still shouting out MS Awareness Month and also Women's History Month or International Women's Month. And we want to shout out all the women in cannabis and especially myself. So shout me out. And just everyone who is doing their best in society. What we're living in and what we're experiencing now has never been experienced before in the history of some of us who are living. We've never been in a pandemic before. We've never witnessed widespread widespread the stuff that's going on, vaccinations. We've never really had to go through this stuff before. So we have, cannabis that has been around for years and years. People have used medicine in history, and we teach that over at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, how cannabis was around for centuries. And because it's been ostracized and people have taken it and did so many crazy things that has just, made society feel like this was a bad plant. There has been rumors of it making people want to date outside the race, want to kill people, and it has not. So the rumors, and if you all know about rumors, then you know about things that it has that can cause, it can detriment the society that we live in. Rumors are spread like fire when you're told that this is something that is going to make you not smart, make you fail out, make you not have a drive to work or anything. It is just one of those things. And so we have some stories that we want to talk about today. One of those stories being that they're busting people who are working hard, who have committed to an industry that is still under fire, even after Kamala Harris, our vice president, has said numerous of times or has came up with a plan to expunge records. We're still going through the situation where people are going to jail. So we have a story about Fulton County or South Fulton County. Some people, over 65 people who were detained in this warehouse that was actually selling cannabis. And we just want to go ahead and show this story and show how it's still going on. This is supposed to be 2 years ago news, not going forward with the legalization of cannabis and how they're detaining all of these people who are trying to make a living. So after this video, thanks for watching.
Tonight in South Fulton, where authorities have arrested more than 60 people.
It's part of a massive drug bust. Fox 5's Janice Yu joins us live now from the scene. And Janice, members of law enforcement have seen more than just drugs there tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I'm told there were weapons that were found as well as cash, but law enforcement officials are calling this a drug superstore. This is the first time I've heard anything like this. And so right now, investigators are going in and out of the warehouse, and I want to step out of the way so you can see all of the people who have been detained. About 65 people, we're told, are all out here sitting in this parking lot, and police right now are trying to figure out who is a customer and who are the organizers. And just to give you some perspective, this warehouse is about 12 to 15,000 square feet. And investigators say all of it was being used. So vendors set up tables inside and they were selling illegal marijuana, edibles, and pills and other drugs, according to investigators. Now, investigators say they're not sure just how long this has been going on, but they say this investigation alone has lasted about 3 months. Now, we've also confirmed that this is connected in some way to a situation happening out in Cobb County at a house on Gettysburg Lane. We were told about police presence there as well. We don't know exactly how they are connected, but we do know at this point they are similar in the investigation somehow.
It really is a bold step to take this sort of warehouse and then turn it into a drug operation. It's certainly unusual from our standpoint. As you can see from the amount of individuals that we can have detained behind us, it was well patronized.
Well, this is a multi-agency investigation, and law enforcement officials say they will be out here through the night as they go through everything in the warehouse and talk to all of these people who are detained. We'll stay on top of this for you with any new details. For now live in South Fulton, Janice Yu, Fox 5 News.
Wow, I want to laugh to keep from crying. That was something that, I mean, I have a whole opinion about this. I'm trying to keep it to myself so that I can analyze it before I speak it and make sure that I'm not saying something to jeopardize my own safety and health and concern. But we all know that cannabis is supposed to be legal. We all know that people are going to shop for cannabis whether you legalize it or not. We all know about the prohibition of alcohol that still had bootleggers selling alcohol, and we all know that alcohol did become legal after the fact. So now that you have and are bragging about this on the news, that you have detained so many people for possession of cannabis or selling of cannabis, we can't even get legalized cannabis in the state of Georgia, whereas
that's why you got 65 people detained.
Right, but 33 states are legal for medical, and at some point over half of America is legal in cannabis. Okay, so that is one of my problems. That is one of the questions that I'm having here with myself about cannabis. And of course, because it's illegal, it should not be illegal. We have warred and gone out to the Capitol and have wrote Congress and have had state senators, and we've talked about this. I have MS. This is MS Awareness Month. Montel Williams have stated over and over the benefits of cannabis. We all know that there are qualifying conditions for the use of cannabis. They're trying to play doctors in the Senate and in the House of Representatives and legislation to determine who can and who cannot use cannabis. They're not doctors, number one. They're trying to use experts or people that they think are experts when they don't even have the whole knowledge. Israel is the major country that has done the research. They have paid Israel to do research. There is over 100 patents in the U.S. Library of Congress on cannabis and the usage and the disorders that cannabis helps with. And we're still going through this. We're still at this point of time here now where we have a vaccination that has been 6 months cleared for emergency use, that we can't even get cannabis approved for home grow so that we'll know what's in our cannabis, so that we can properly treat ourselves, just like growing our own tomatoes, just like growing our own vegetables, just like all the other things that happens when you have control of some things. It's like a control issue at this point, and I just kind of feel the way that I feel. I'm sorry, Mr. Henderson, what do you think?
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, well, there are, I mean, I can say that I've seen things that, you know, here in Georgia, everywhere, that is going on everywhere. It's not fair that you can look at California online on Instagram and they're having edibles and cannabis
It's legal
cookies.
in California.
But who is determining why that this is not a whole United States thing?
Because y'all ain't applying enough
And nobody
pressure.
is applying pressure.
Y'all not applying
We're
enough pressure on
asking
that.
for outsiders to help us. We're like pleading, y'all. We're going through something that is legal in just a couple states away. Florida is right up under us, and it's legal in Florida. So, I mean, I can't say enough how certain states, they want people to move out. They want people to, I guess they want everybody to move to Colorado. They want everybody to move to California. What about the revenue that cannabis has that is bringing to the state?
They'll care about that when they get to that.
Yeah, well.
Georgia already got industries that already bring revenue to the state, so they ain't hurting for revenue.
They're not hurting for revenue, but what about the people? If the people are speaking, what about the democracy?
The people keep doing stupid moves like what they doing. A whole warehouse full of edibles, and you know edibles is illegal in Georgia. You know flower is illegal in Georgia. Then why you know what I'm saying? Why would you even go out there commercially for 15,000 square foot worth of stuff that's illegal?
And then I heard
you see what I'm saying? That don't help the cannabis movement in Georgia. That hurts the cannabis movement. Yeah, you see a need, but then at the same time, you know what I'm saying? That don't make legalization or any of that kind of stuff happen quickly.
Yeah.
In fact, they give the people who are against it the reason to say, see, look.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Just hold your horses. You're going to get what you get.
Yeah.
Now they decriminalized it, you know what I'm saying, to the point to where if you get, you know what I'm saying, caught with a small amount of it, you ain't going to jail.
Yeah.
Now I ain't saying to just take what you can get and be fine with that. I'm not saying that either, man, but you know what I'm saying, just because you get that little bit, you know what I'm saying, you give a person an inch, they gonna want a mile.
Yeah.
Well, then you can't take a mile. You see what happened when you take a mile.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. If you have an opinion, we want to hear from you. All right. You have the number. If you don't, the number is 470-251. Is that?
470-251-4647.
There you go. Give us a call. Let us know what you think about cannabis and the legalization process, the arrest. We already talked about the previous arrest on the previous show about the edibles being, sold to younger children. We don't want anything to jeopardize people's livelihoods, and just like anything else, guns. Okay, so we have people walking up into Publix with 7 or 8 weapons or whatever. That's and
not against the law.
And then we have other things going on in the world. We have people shooting up. I mean, it just all kinds of stuff is going on. So we need to pray, and I think the best way to make sure that whatever is out of our control, we still continue to pray for America, pray for this land, pray for this world, because we can't do it. I mean, as much as we talk about legalization of cannabis, it's always going to be some group that's going to mess it up for everybody, and it's people like us who are trying to push this for legalization for the good of those who need it and the necessity that it is useful for, when we still have people claiming that they can do it under the radar, which I don't have a problem with whatever people do, but at this point, where do we go besides prayer? We can't do this alone. So if you all out there, you want to pray, hey, pray for those who need and who can use. Cannabis is one of the most helpful and the most safest drugs there are for all of these different ailments in the body. And I teach this every Saturday at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. If you need more information on what I teach and how to enroll, please give us a call at 404-631-6360. We're going to take this quick break and talk about the stimulus and what's going on in the economy. If you all have any questions, please feel free to share. We are seeing those who are sharing this video. We do have a $100 gift card that we want to give out to those who share, but we have to make sure everyone is sharing. So if you're watching this, we will enter you in a drawing, and thank you for sharing and watching this video. And so forth. So if you would take a see what's going on with Biden. Biden, I heard, was actually firing people for saying and claiming that they had been using cannabis before, even previously to what their job was. What do you think about that?
Y'all talk too much.
Well,
see, that's good that everybody, you know what I'm saying, whoever used the cannabis, you use the cannabis how you use the cannabis. But we live in a society where everybody feel the need to broadcast everything that they doing. So when you put that kind of stuff in social media as if the police don't got a social media page, you're talking too much.
Yeah.
See, it's an old saying in the streets, you know what I'm saying, gangsters move silence. You see what I'm saying? The reason that gangsters move in silence, it ain't that they were scared. It was because they didn't want to get busted. See what I'm saying? So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's fine if you live in California and you want to advertise all the cannabis, all the edibles. Yeah, man, go ahead, do your thing. It's legal there.
Yeah.
Monkey see, monkey do don't get your number a whole bunch of time.
Yeah.
And in Georgia, they going to willingly give out their time. Just as much as they say, oh, yeah, well, we're going to expunge everybody's records. That ain't happening in Georgia yet. You see what I'm saying? So part of that issue is you got to realize where the hell you at before you get out here and get to doing stupidity. You see what I'm saying? I really want to call it what it is, but my show producer is telling me not to.
Oh, no.
I can't call it what it really is, you know what I'm saying? Because, hey, man, it might be some children watching the show, so I got to tone what I say. You know what I'm saying? But, hey, man, it is what it is, man. Y'all got to be cool, man. Shh. Stop talking so much. All right? Then maybe you might still be able to get them edibles. You talk too much.
All right. Well,
let's talk about this stimulus. There you go. Let's get on with the stimulus.
all right.
Through Biden's proposed $3 to $4 trillion stimulus package. Now, the package has not technically been announced yet or released yet, so we are going to do a preview of it based on information that has been leaked. And y'all know the White House and Congress, no matter who's in office, the White House and Congress leak like a sieve. So let's get into what some of the details might look like. A quick reminder, tomorrow, which is March 26th, the coupon code for the amazing programs on Building Your Wealth, link down below, does expire. So take a look at that. The pricing will be going up tomorrow evening. That's Friday evening. All right, so here we go. Let's zoom into this. Just a quick note. Some of the sources, not all of the sources I hit, were Washington Post, New York Times, and the Wall Street Journal. I always try to get a little bit from the left and right. So just full disclaimer, that's where I got some of the leaks from. And they've got lots of reporters, whether you like them or not. They've got a lot of reporters who are able to collect these leaks, which is awesome. Okay, so the size. We are expecting the size to be $3 to $4 trillion, with at least $2 trillion for climate initiatives. The reason I specifically highlight that is because Republicans are like, oh, well, we want infrastructure, but we don't want like a Green New Deal. We don't want climate initiatives. Yeah, well, if at least $2 trillion is for climate, that means potentially half to more than half of the deal is dedicated to climate initiatives. So it's going to be interesting getting those extra 10 Republican votes. The rest is for infrastructure and what they call social infrastructure. So let's talk about that. Social infrastructure, huge part of this bill, actually. That is going to potentially look like having the child tax credit, that $250 to $300 per month, extended for several years, because right now it's only good for the tax year of 2021. We might start seeing those payments flow monthly starting in July of 2020. Expanded childcare spending, school infrastructure with hundreds of billions of dollars going to schools and education, including universal pre-kindergarten, free community college, more Affordable Care Act subsidies, and lots of money specifically dedicated to underserved communities, specifically free or reduced tuition at historically black colleges and universities, money going specifically to underserved black and brown communities, and to communities that suffer suffer from pollution. So this is almost as much as a social infrastructure, human infrastructure bill, it's being nicknamed, as it is a racial justice, or I should say, as the bill also includes racial justice provisions in it.
As Americans, voting is our right. So why are Georgia lawmakers trying to take that away with new bills and limit my access to voting the way that works for me? That's just not right. Tell your lawmakers, don't mess with our voting access.
There will also be a lot of money for training people to get millions of new jobs in infrastructure and climate-related fields, which probably is going to be good, I like to think, for companies like Tesla, who are constantly looking for engineers and talent to help innovate a transition to a more green future. On climate, which was quoted in one piece as being roughly $2 trillion, in another was quoted as being less than $2 trillion. So that's why I put roughly here, because it might be a little bit less, it might be up to $2 trillion. Not entirely clear on the pricing here. But the big goal is reducing carbon emissions without taxing carbon emissions. So unlikely to see any kind of like carbon tax punishments for corporations that emit too many carbons. Instead, just basically initiatives that actually reduce emissions, like forcing a transition to maybe a percentage of green energy or whatever. We don't know exactly the deals or details of that yet. We do know that part of the plan is having 1 million affordable housing units, energy efficient new housing, so probably new codes for homes. Remember, California, for example, requires solar panels on homes now for new construction that is built. And a huge, I cannot understate this, massive focus on building EV charging stations throughout the country. They want to pour upwards of $100 billion into EV charging infrastructure. That's cray. That is huge. I'll probably follow up, by the way, with another video where I break down my favorite stocks, for investing in some of the priorities based on this bill. So stay tuned on the channel. It'll probably be titled something like Meet Kevin, Best Stocks for Biden's Infrastructure Plan. So stay tuned for that. Probably Friday or Saturday we'll post something like that. Then we've got the actual infrastructure portion of the infrastructure bill. Huge focus on the electric grid. They don't want any more of these Texas issues that happened. That means more power lines that are capable of delivering more renewable energies. That probably means building more power lines to solar grids or hydro grids or windmill grids and so on. Capping oil and gas wells, reclaiming abandoned mines, spending lots of money on roads, bridges, waterways, rails, and of course charging stations. This is huge right here, folks. Cash for clunkers.
As Americans, voting is our right. So why are Georgia lawmakers trying to take that away with new bills and limit my access to voting the way that works for me? That's just not right. Tell your lawmakers, don't mess with our voting access.
Might be coming back. Who remembers that? And folks, this is really good news for any of you who have potentially older cars, because you might be getting big fat incentives to sell your car and get some cash for clunkers money, which we had probably last around, 13, 14 years ago. Basically, you got money to go buy a new energy-efficient vehicle. And at the same time, Biden's going to try to increase fuel efficiency standards, so it kind of forces you into a more energy-favored vehicle. I personally think this is going to be a boon for any manufacturer producing hybrid vehicles, and obviously electric vehicles. So I mean, think about it. The writing's on the wall. Let's do more electric chargers. Let's do cash for clunkers. Let's get a stronger electric energy charging system, folks. People think that like Tesla's already gone to the moon and the whole invest in electric vehicle stocks is over, folks. It's just beginning. This is the beginning of a 35-year transition. This is not a 5-year transition. This is a 35-year transition. Many of you watching this video might not even be 35 years old. I'm not even 35 years old. All right, let's keep going here. $400 billion for climate as part of the infrastructure package. Of that, $60 billion going to green transit. So I wonder if this is going to be indicative of maybe money going to biofuels, maybe money going to buses, tunnels, not sure. $46 billion going to climate-related research. That's a lot of money going to research. Then we've got hundreds of billions of dollars towards high-growth industries like advanced battery manufacturing. Folks, let's get them solid-state batteries. Let's go. The goal of Biden's plan, America first, American dominance, build back better. Making EV stations available across the country, $200 billion for housing infrastructure, $100 billion for low-income housing, retrofit housing for energy efficiency, so we get some costs over here. This right here, these sections might sort of double up with actually the portion that we've seen under the climate section right here. So don't want to sound too redundant, but this section here has the dollar figures. Money also going to 5G infrastructure. Good for, obviously, companies like Apple, Qualcomm. Broadband for rural areas. This is something that the Biden administration and Democrats have been pushing for quite a while. Then we get to taxation. Oh, yeah, taxation.
As Americans, voting is our right. So why are Georgia lawmakers trying to take that away with new bills and limit my access to voting the way that works for me? That's just not right. Tell your lawmakers, don't mess.
All right, so y'all heard it here. We're not going to watch the whole video. If you all want to watch the video, you can go to Meet Kev on YouTube. He has lots of information about the stimulus and about the bill that they're proposing to pass for the next stimulus and how it's supposed to help the economy. I thought there was a lot of great things on that bill. What about you?
I saw some stuff worth fussing about. I could see where some stuff gonna get some pushback. You know what I'm saying? But what I think about it, man, overall, it's all right. I just didn't agree too much with the part about Apple getting what they getting just to do 5G.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? I don't agree with that part. I don't think Apple need no help. I think if Apple want to develop technologies, they need to do it on their own dime. They already zero. They already at a zero tax rate. So they got plenty of money. Qualcomm don't need no more money. But then it's like I say, man, everybody with an Apple product, man, the police watching you anyway.
Oh, Lord,
so you know what I'm saying?
Jesus.
Maybe there's some kind of introduction to surveillance for the next drug grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all the only ones sharing it.
Really horrible.
Y'all the only ones sharing it. You got Samsung. We don't even get that debauchery. You know what I'm saying? We don't even get that debauchery on our phones anyway. That's strictly for the law enforcement.
The Apple hate is real, you guys.
But
okay.
you know what I'm saying? But for the other stuff where they was talking about the low income housing, that's pretty good because that's gonna create jobs too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To rebuild the projects. That's gonna make somebody some money. You know what I'm saying? If you in any kind of real estate, you definitely need to have your ears tuned in to see what you got to do to get some of that infrastructure money, because that's real money, that's tangible money, that's money that's gonna for sure be your way. As far as what the dude was saying about the future of the battery, they talking about going to solid state starter batteries. Well, from what I know about solid state, anything that's solid state technology, it's a little bit more expensive and a little bit more expensive to maintain. So the cost of your solid state installation, you know what I'm saying, is going to be a little bit higher. All right, but it's going to last longer. Your battery will last longer and all this kind of jibber jabber. The reoccurring child tax credit, what they're going to do, they're going to start it in July, end it in December. Started in July, ended in December. You'll get between $300 to $400 per dependent per month for those 6 months, and then next year your child tax credit is not going to be the full; it's going to be the half because they're advancing you right now. So y'all got to remember now that anytime that the government is giving you anything, you better believe they already got a plan to take it back. You know what I'm saying? Before they give it, because that's just how they roll. So you know what I'm saying. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Man, real quick, I'm gonna drop this business in here though. Check this out. The George Floyd case is gonna be underway next week. All right, that's underway next week. Apparently they got all the jurors that they need. So now the defense is about to get clobbered. They're about to get hit over their head. In this case right here, the family did accept the settlement and already took the settlement. The reason
How many
why,
million? Excuse me.
like 26 million. But
26.
what I saw in the stimulus package was money to go to the police. Well, that money that's going to the police going to be paid out in lawsuits. So now the police gonna have to, you know what I'm saying, tighten up on them loose cowboys out there. You know what I'm saying? So now you either gonna discipline them, you know what I'm saying, and come down on them like you would anybody else, or you know that money ain't gonna benefit the department none, because you're gonna spend it out in lawsuits from the police doing dumb shit stuff. All right, so yeah. That's what I think about it, though. But then, hey, it is what it is. Right. Did y'all know that you can use that hemp is involved in the production of this new battery initiative that they talking about? You can use hemp to hold the battery in place. I'm just saying. They legalized industrial hemp for a reason. Marijuana still getting left behind. What I tell y'all, hemp is gonna outpace marijuana easy 3-1. Invest in you some hemp.
All right. Well, Mr. Henderson said it. You all heard it here on the Holistic Cannabis Show. Mr. Henderson is predicting that hemp will outpace cannabis, marijuana, which is medical, you know, for people who want epilepsy, cancer, HIV, MS, and so forth. So we already know that there's a little battle between the pharmaceuticals and people getting safe access to cannabis over the limit of 1% or 0.3%, which is industrial cannabis hemp. And so cannabis low THC oil here in the state of Georgia is the only thing that is legal, with the oil being and edibles being, you know, not legal. But people are still being able to make their own edibles with their own oil, but not for commercial use. And so it's just one of those things. It's a catch because people need safe access. So we do have another video that we want to show about cannabis, what really cannabis is. So while we're getting that video together, if anyone wants to call into the show, 470-251-4647. Again, 470-251-4647. So we have a video that we...
Right there at the...
Yeah. The leaflet at the bottom
Desert
of the
Star.
page. Desert Star.
That's also the strain.
Right, Desert Star is the
Desert
strain.
Star, and we got a little video
Yes.
that's attached to this about Desert Star. Now I ain't never had Desert Star.
Forward some. It's in the next video.
I ain't never had the
Desert Star.
But we finna
Yes.
check that out, and we finna see how good that is.
Yeah. Well, we want to talk about what cannabis is, and so we have a nice little clip explaining to people and how they can make their own informed decision on what cannabis is and where it actually derived from. So after this, we'll come back to you.
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Again, at the beginning, what is cannabis? Well, I'll tell you. Thousands of years ago, the cannabis plant likely originated in Central Asia and made its way all the way around the world and into your backpack. Now, hemp, right, which is the beginning of the cannabis plant, those fibers can be used to make clothing, textiles, rope, all kind of different things. And the buds can be smoked or vaporized or processed into oils for both recreational and medicinal use. Everywhere cannabis has been, new variations have developed. Strains were purposefully crossbred by humans, and the result of that hybridization has created the thousands of different varieties or strains, or strands if you live on the East Coast, that we know today. Now, cannabis primarily grows in 3 physical plant types. There's indica, sativa, and a hybrid of the 2. Now, historically, people use indica or sativa to predict a strain's effects. What we've done is we've divided cannabis into 3 different categories called chemotypes. And those chemotypes are high THC, low CBD, high CBD, low THC, or a balance of CBD and THC, like a 1-to-1 hybrid. So we have the cannabis plant, which produces flowers in variations called cannabis strains, and each strain has its own chemotype, and beyond that, a unique combination of chemical compounds that determine its potential effects. And if you want to learn more about cannabis strains or terpenes or cannabinoids or flavonoids and all their effects and all that good stuff, go to Leafly!
Awesome. Leafly is one of our go-tos. We always tell our students, hey, do you know about Leafly? And they're like, no. And I'm like, hey, go ahead and download Leafly, because we're going to be using Leafly a lot to talk about the different strains, the different terpenes, the different cannabinoids. And if you ask any of our former students, they can explain it to the T. So we're excited about that. If you all want to join, it is actually time now to go ahead and join us, and we have a quick commercial about our new location over at 820 Highway 138 in Riverdale, Georgia. If you are on Instagram, please follow the Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science to see how we are partnered with the Gift of Life Community Home and NTH Credit, allowing those to become members and getting discounts on both your classes and your credit repair. So we have a quick video. The holistic
Our
cannabis
3 new
show.
drips.
There you go. All right. So what do you have to say about the credits that people are facing now? And if you're going to need credit, what's going on with credit right now, Mr. Henderson?
Well, you know, we still getting it going on, www.nthcredit.net. We still got that going on. We still got the challenges. We still challenge, remove negative items. All right, cool. All right, so after we get the negative stuff addressed, all right, then we do what's called credit restoration, where we go back and build trade lines, build your profiles and all of that there, right? So then, okay, all of that aside, what else can I do? I had somebody ask me on Facebook, say, what's the #1 way or the fastest way to build a credit score or to raise the credit score? That question came from Mr. J. Stokes in Memphis, Tennessee. So, well, Mr. Stokes, what I always suggest is any open trade line that's open, leverage what you already have. That's the fastest way. When I say leverage, I know you hear a lot of people say, well, one of the quickest ways to raise your score is to pay your bills on time. Okay. But that's only impacting one part of the score. Of course, the payment history, which carries the most weight on the credit score scale, is paying on time. Okay, so you pay it on time. But some people need an actual plan because for them, their credit limit might be $1,000 and they maxed out at $1,000, and when they get their paycheck is only $1,500, so they're not paying $1,000. Okay, so what you do then is you break up that usage and take it in increments, right? My Uncle Preston, he used to say the fastest way to eat an elephant, it can be done by one person, but the fastest way to do it is to eat the elephant in pieces. Piece by piece until it's gone. So if your credit limit on your credit card is $1,000, all right, what you want to do with that $1,000, instead of trying to pay $1,000, that's like fast pacing. Instead of trying to pay $800 to get the usage down to 20% of your usage, instead of doing that, be realistic with your goals. If $1,000 is something that you can't afford, at least pay $200. Pay $200. Don't use the card for that month. The next month, pay $200. Don't use the card. The next month, pay $200. Don't use the card. You see what you're doing to that balance and that usage ratio. As you continue to pay down the balance, that usage ratio is also coming down, which means the amount of available credit that you have is now rising up. Guess what, y'all? That's what raises your credit scores. All right? Some people say, oh, man, I charge it on the 1st and I'm paying it by the 30th. Yeah, that's fine. If you don't want to have no extra money in your pocket, you know, you can always do it that way too. But me, I need extra money in my pocket. So that's one way to check the score. Another way that you can check the score is to make sure that the open positive items are reporting correctly. Y'all didn't hear me. Make sure that the open positive lines are reporting correctly. If there's something that you know was paid last month and it's still on your credit report the following month, the following cycle, that's something that needs to be addressed. If you paid your credit card that was $1,000, you paid $300 to it, then the next month it needs to say that your balance is $700. Even though it's reported that you paid on time because you paid by your statement date, guess what? If that balance is still saying $1,000, that's still a negative item. That positive item, even though it's reported that you paid on time, yeah. If that balance ain't right, it didn't benefit you none. Another thing that you could do to raise your score up, Mr. Jaco, is to add more positive trade lines. Where you say, okay, well then how do I do that without, you know, getting a lot of inquiries? Well, you have trade line producers who can do that without adding any inquiries. We have the Self program. They don't pull your credit. Self also is an installment loan. They don't pull your credit. Self also has a credit card that they can link to your installment plan. They don't pull credit. Secure credit cards. They don't pull credit. So it's a lot of ways that you can reestablish those trade lines or introduce those trade lines to your credit profile without the inquiries.
Right.
At www.nthcredit.net, right there at the top. We got a whole lot of them up there for you. All right? So anybody needs some help trying to get their credit going, say, man, we got you. We can get that credit going for you. Again, our website is www.nthcredit.net. We got the chat feature. You can chat us. 888-959-2093. You can call it.
Yeah.
820.
Highway 138.
You can visit us and stop on by. We in your hood.
Yep. And we're helping our people who
Through
are
the
called
gift of
by
life.
my name through the gift of life, because life is a gift. And we want everyone to live abundantly, and you deserve it. So we're here to help as much as we can and however we can through that's always possible. We go by a circle of life, which consists of your finances, your career, your education, your I think we have a picture of it, joy, your spirituality, and so forth. So just a holistic way of view of life, you know. It all determines how you live your life and how you can accomplish whatever dreams and goals that you have. All right, so we're going to go through all of our photos for today and just actually speak about a little bit about them. And
while we waiting on that to load, I also want to let y'all know that we do have credit repair classes via Zoom, as well as we could take a few people in person. If you need in-person training, we could take a few people that way. So if anybody in the Atlanta area, Metroplex, in the nation, want to learn what they can do, don't want to fool with a credit repair company, that's fine.
yes,
That's fine. If you want to learn to do it yourself, we do have do-it-yourself credit repair kits already available for you. Only thing you need to do is fill it out, drop your name, put it in an envelope, and it's gone. You can inquire on those. You can call us, 888-959-2093. You can email nthcredit@gmail.com. You can go on the website and say, hey, man, I want to get one of them packs, www.nthcredit.net.
yes. All right, so we're going to pull up those photos. We're so lucky to have you grad. We just had our graduation for the month of March. If you graduated, we want to shout you out. Those of you who were able to come out last night, it was a wonderful event. It was so nicely decorated, and especially for our grads. So we're so lucky to have you in the month of March. Happy National Women's Day and Women's Month from all of us, NTH Credits, the Gift of Life Community Home, the Holistic Cannabis Show, and so on. Happy Women's History Month. Again, shouting out all the women who has stubborn belly fat. We have the Snatch Juice, the Snatch Detox Tea, the Unicorn Juice, and for the men, the Gut Buster Juice. And so if you're in need of some of those snatched belly juices or teas, please come out 820 Highway 138. These are removing toxins. So if you have any toxin residue, any vaccine toxins, anything in your body you want to get rid of, we can help you shed belly fat, detoxify your liver, and it helps clear up inflammation and reduces stress. Go ahead and get your tea.
I think our black man's stomach look like that.
No. No,
my
thank
stomach
you.
so look like that. Now, we ain't talking about you little skinny brothers now.
No.
You a skinny brother, then you don't need the juice anyway. But you know what I'm saying?
If your belly looks like that, there could be some toxins in there. What do you think that's made of?
Meat, bacon, beer, bread.
That's
you know
toxic.
What I'm saying?
That's
Stress,
toxic. That
you know
is
what I'm saying?
toxic.
But it's so good going down,
it
though.
It is toxic.
I know my belly look like that.
It comes out through your
breath. That dude
breath.
got man boobs. Man boobs. Yeah,
well,
right.
you
That's
know,
a dad body right there.
That's a dad body. Well, we ain't talking about the mama bodies. Hey, ours look worse. So yes, this is our holistic chart, and we will help you get a perfect 10. So closer to the middle is like 0 and a 1. So we help you get a whole full circle back in your life. So say, for instance, your finances are out of whack. There's a 0. You just all messed up. Your credit is messed up. Guess what? You come out to us, and we'll help you. Everything else is good. Everything else is 10s. We're going to help you get a 10
Ain't
in
no
all
way you
areas.
can have a 10 and have bad finance. Check this out. Check this out real quick. If your finances is bad, your joy is gone because your bill collector calling you out of time. 50% of all marriages that end up in divorce, they end up in divorce because of finances. So guess what? The relationship is tore up. The home environment is tore up. If you ain't got no money and your finances out of whack, you ain't got no social life. Spirituality is probably the only thing that you can hold on to, because then you go to church and pray about it. But guess what? You can't even go to church no more. You know what I'm saying? So now
your credit is missing.
Right. So all because one of those pieces is missing.
Right.
So now
we're going to help you.
So now you look at the health piece. Guess what? The health piece is all tore up. And guess what? Most African American parents, they didn't tell you about finances when you was in high school. Your teacher didn't teach you about finances. So guess what? Now your education piece is low. What do you mean career piece? Because of COVID, you ain't got no job. You see what I'm saying? Your home cooking. Hey man, if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no social life, your relationship is bad. What you think you gonna cook at home? Your physical activity all tore up, because guess what? You ain't got no money. You're sick. You're mad. You're sad. You're depressed. Your physical activity is gonna be low. You ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying. Each one of those slices depend on the other slice to get you to the 10. So now, if your finance is the issue, and at www.nthcredit.net, boom, all day long.
Come out to 820 Highway 138 in Riverdale, Georgia. Again, March is National Multiple Sclerosis Awareness Month. But for me, personally, every month is Multiple Sclerosis Month, because I deal with all those symptoms: January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December. Yep. Shouts out to all of those who suffer in silence.
Yeah, I better smoke y'all one.
All right, so we were actually on the scene, and it was very, very sad. It was a double shooting, and one was left dead here in DeKalb County. It was at a convenience store. The man that was laid out for hours, y'all, before they came and picked up his body. It was sad.
And I found out the homeboy name was Sporty.
Oh my God! His name was Sporty. He had got into a shootout. The other guy, his best friend went into. You know what? I better not talk too much about this. anyway, investigators said that they were called out to the Food Mart convenience store in the 3800 block of Flat Shoals Parkway around 8:30. So if you all know those folks, hey, we are wishing you our condolences.
Put down the guns and put up them hands.
There you go. Leave those guns. And this man left his whole family. He had just got out of jail or something?
Yeah, just got out of prison. Had been out of prison. Was trying to do the family thing, put his unit back together. And the guy who actually shot Sporty was, hey man, he was a neighborhood menace, stealing stuff out the mailbox and everything else. And, you know, Sporty saw him, beat him up. He came back and retaliated. Yeah. I mean, put down the guns and pick up them hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm sticking to that.
Yeah.
You see my face, and when you see me in public, run up on me, I'm going to put these hands on you.
Yeah. And then if you don't know what to do after that, then you pull out the gun. I'm not fighting because I have MS.
I'm putting the bees on. I'm putting the bees on y'all day long.
White privilege. You all know that there is a boundary that comes between being able to get rich off of the same thing that has millions of blacks in prison. You all see that doing the edibles, the businesses here that are allowing cannabis industries to come in with all this money. There's $2 million bonds in order to put up to even own a dispensary here in the state of Georgia. It's not fair. And there we go with white privilege. And if you are guilty, if the shoe fits, go ahead and wear it, because black people are going to jail by droves, as you can see, while other races are being...
Man, look. People ran all the way in the whole Capitol, and they about to get off. Did you hear that?
What?
They about to get off. Every last
White
one of them people about to get off.
Real. If you are white, excuse me, but if it is what it is, if the shoe fit, go ahead and wear it. And I mean, if you are allowing this to happen, you are part of the problem and not the solution. So come on, let's get rid of the white privilege, because black people want privileges the same as the white people, and it's not fair.
I don't want the privilege. I just want you to be equal about it, bro. If you're going to take me to jail, then you need to take little Tommy to jail for the same thing, too.
Hey, cannabis is the safest medicine known to human race. Cannabis prohibition is a crime against humanity, but none of the police are going to jail for taking those people
Some
to jail.
of the police smoke weed.
They do. The lawmakers,
take the weed and
they
sell the
do.
weed.
Some of our lawmakers are indulging, and they are not saying anything about that. If the whole half of the cabinet was actually tested, we would have a lot of people that would be in trouble. All right.
I want to see what some of them drug tests look like for the politicians that sit in the Georgia seats.
Ooh.
I want to see their drug tests.
Congratulations to Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science class of March 27th. We had you all a graduation. Hey, if you came out, we appreciate you. If you couldn't make it due to any causes or health issues, we understand. We love you the same.
And we ate your cake. All right.
The kids ate your cake and your food, the wings. They were good. All right, big shouts out to Mr. Thompson and Dean Sines. Look at those pants, man. That man has some cool clothes with the cannabis plant on it. Dean Sines, former deputy director of Peachtree Normal, also our instructor at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, who teach cultivation. Thank you for coming out on last night. We did have a wonderful time. Wow,
that's all the stuff that they confiscated in South Fulton right there. Y'all see all them edibles? Everything that's in that picture right now, today, as it stands, is illegal under Georgia law. You see what I'm saying? So I really can't have too much sympathy when you get on this size scale in a place where it's illegal. I really can't have too much sympathy for you, man. That's the kind of stuff that you need to keep on the low, keep on the hush. If you're going to sell it, you know what I'm saying, sell it. Do what you do. But just make sure that, you know what I'm saying, you ain't out here talking too much about it.
Anyhow, we need to vote.
Snitching on yourself.
We need
That's
to
what
vote.
the rappers be doing.
But we
Telling
do
on
need to
themselves.
vote for legislation and to,
Well,
you know,
we need
come
to
up with
legalize
the legalization hashtag Save
Is that
Georgia.
syrup? Is that syrup in the background?
I don't
That look
know.
like syrup.
All right. But we do need to reform. We need this stuff to be legal because guess what? That's product. That's somebody's business. You see how that's nicely packaged? That's not no ghetto stuff we see on the streets. This is a whole store. Right. This is not white label. This is a whole industry, okay?
It is.
That is legal in certain states. In certain states it's not, which is not fair. That's all. That's all I got to say about it. All right, so if you want to join the industry, if you want to get the knowledge, if you want to know the laws, if you want to actually be a part of the advocacy, come out and join us over at the Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science. And right now until 4/20, April 20th, we are having a 4/20 special. And that means that if you get together with 3 of your friends or 2 of your friends and y'all are all enrolled at the same time, you all are going to only pay $420. Give us a call. 404-631-6360, or you can go on the website and enroll. There is an application, www.Atlanta, Georgia, or Atlanta Academy of Cannabis Science.com. The strain of the week.
I'm looking for this strain right here.
Desert Star. And you know why that's the strain? Because that is the strain they're talking about is the best for MS. It's very uplifting, tingly feeling, and it helps you to sleep, but also be productive. So,
Desert Star is a sweet and earthy 50-50 hybrid cannabis strains that offer a motivating, upbeat buzz to keep you productive and stress-free. Exclusively, you can find this at Encanto Green Cross under the Chung Certified label. Desert Star is a treat for all the senses as it shimmers with a constellation of crystal-tipped trichomes. Ooh, that means it's covered in that goodness.
All right.
And probably stink too. Probably. Progesterone cream.
Yes.
That works for men and women.
Yes, and we all know how well it works. This is an uplift for people with MS. We are deficient in the progesterone, meaning that we can be estrogen dominant or testosterone dominant, and we need to balance out our testosterone, and that is the way to do it. Progesterone is the way to help your body. So go out, and if you want to get some, we have some over at 820 Highway 138 in our herbal shop, our dispensary that is legal, is packed with legal products that is FDA approved. So go ahead and come on out and get those products. If you have any questions, you can call us. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Yeah. And again, we want to thank everyone for watching our show. Please share. I promised everybody that I was going to give out those $100 gift cards. I'm still waiting on the shares. I have not seen your shares. We're looking for you.
Joints racking up.
So yeah, we want not just one person to share. We want everyone who watched the show to share in order to get that $100 gift card. And if we need to go more, we might go more. Hey, it depends on you.
Just let it rack up.
And
that's how I do that.
Exactly.
Hey, check this out. Before we get down, I want to send a birthday shout out to my big brother, Reginald Leach. His birthday was at the beginning of March. Happy birthday, bro. I'm still talking about happy birthday. Happy birthday to my aunt Ruby. Happy birthday to my Kim folks, Timmy DeFundry. Hey, man, it's almost your birthday, cuz. Let's turn up.
All right. There you go. All of the March birthdays. Again, happy birthday, and hope you had a great year. And until next time, same place, the Holistic Cannabis Show. Thanks for watching. Peace.